Hello and welcome to another edition of Rate Desk. I'm your host, Michael Thomas, here to talk about things multifamily. Today is Monday, April 27th, and the markets are up. We are seeing the major indices tracking on an upward trend like they were at the close of last week. The exception to that is crude oil. Crude oil is down to about 12.5 last time I checked per barrel. You know, if you recall last week, there was points at 17, points at 20. I think we're going to continue to see crude oil be volatile given what's happening in the marketplace currently, given some of the uncertainty around some of the other suppliers of crude oil. So that trend is likely to continue for a little while here. U.S. Treasury yields, on the other hand, are up a little bit. We're seeing an increase from last week. We ended the week around 0.60. Today they've been trading in the 0.64 to 0.65 range. So we are seeing a little bit of an increase there. Has not gone through to the permanent mortgage rates. Very slight increase anyway, but we haven't seen any changes. The 223F fixed rate is still quoting at 264 to 265, you know, maybe a basis point lighter, give or take. Still range bound, fixed for 35 years. Looking at the 221 D4, trading around 3.29 today. If you recall, it was 3.30 last week. So again, very much range bound, fixed for 40 years. Fannie Mae DUS quoting at 320 on a 10-year, same as last week. Same with Freddie Mac, 350. Nothing real exciting there other than the fact that rates do remain low on the permanent mortgage, permanent debt side, which is, of course, good news for borrowers. Wouldn't you agree? Other interesting news, reading an article about virtual tours. Remember, in a previous episode, I talked about how virtual tours are going to become more of a thing. Well, someone else has confirmed that in the way of a survey. 28% of renters, according to Rent Cafe, are going to use virtual tours in their new hunting for a new home, new place to rent, new place to live. Let me ask you this. What is your virtual tour platform? And let me say this. If your answer to that question is, well, I have these great office managers that will FaceTime with people and walk them around, survey says, that is not the right answer. You're gonna need to have something more robust as we move forward in this new environment. I mean, you're gonna have to have something exciting, something compelling, really gives a flavor and a feel for what it's like to live at your community. So that is something that I think we're gonna see more of. I think those numbers are gonna go up. I actually think 28% is light. The real number is probably gonna be a lot higher than that. That's just my opinion, but I think it's worth investing in your IT platform to have something more robust in that department. Okay, on to amenities. Okay, another survey was indicating more folks are gonna want to work from home, those that can. In professional services, they're saying even after stay-at-home orders are lifted, they're anticipating maybe staying home one day a week. Well, that does change the potential for co-working. Now, some apartment developers and owners do develop sort of these so-called co-working spaces. The question is that gonna become more of a thing? Are you gonna wanna expand those office areas, make them larger, do some JVs with other people that provide that type of space? Interesting questions, things to think about. I don't know what the right answer is there. I could see having a barbershop on site, if you know what I mean. That'd be a great addition to any multifamily community, certainly in today's environment. So we'll see what that's like going forward. But I do think it's an interesting time to reconsider mixed use and what, if any, percentage that might add to the tenant base in your properties. And then in other news, if you recall the whole advent of the package concierge, these automatic lockers, and, certainly a gigantic improvement from going to the leasing office with boxes piled up. I mean, no argument there. But the question that I have today is package concierge and those stored lockers, are they the old tech now? The reason I say that is there is a robot delivering packages. Yes, I said that. A robot delivering packages. There's a company that's got robots cruising around Fairfax County, Virginia, and started at my alma mater, George Mason University. And now it's expanded. It's driving around. It's a little robot delivering packages. Wow, what a great idea. And if you're like me and you're getting a lot of packages in these days, wow, how awesome would that be to have a robot doing that for us, deliver it to our door? Shout out to Humphreys Architect. You guys called it, Multifamily for Tomorrow. They've done a presentation for years talking about robots delivering packages. Well, guys, guess what? It's here already. How fascinating is that? So something to think about. Are we gonna have more of an AI influence that's doing some of these kind of functional things around the properties? Great time to consider that and look at that. Thank you for tuning in. Looking forward to tomorrow. See you back here at Rate Desk. Again, this is Michael Thomas signing off.